You're listening to this week's episode of the Vacation Rental Business in Today's World podcast. You're about to start transforming your business and life with the information found here. We interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in the vacation short-term rental industry and supporting businesses. The information found here is a combination of brain science, transformational thinking, safety and loss prevention, and vacation short-term rental knowledge and experiences, all rolled into one to help you and your business to achieve levels you never thought possible. I am glad you are here, and now please welcome your host, Eric Thibodeau.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Vacation Rental Business in Today's World podcast. I'm Eric Thibodeau, your host, and I'm glad you're here. I really appreciate you being here and listening to the podcast. I'd also appreciate if you would go over to my website at safervrs.com and join my mailing list there. Also, take a look at on the website. I have some offerings for the 9 life-saving rules for vacation rentals. I also have the VR Academy, where I'm going to be looking for 20 to 30 members to be in my founding member launch. And the Vacation Rental Academy is a course all about how to identify, purchase, and manage vacation rentals. However, there's a lot of courses out there that do that already. However, mine's a little bit different in such that we're going to talk about doing that, as well as raising money from others who may wish to be passive investors, or those who are syndicating. Like, for example, I have syndicated several vacation rentals where I brought in passive investors, and we enjoy the successes. I manage the properties along with my partners who put up the money, and basically the passive investors just receive checks. And the other thing, that this will be coming out in January. The other offering that I'm going to be putting together for mid-January, it's called the Awakening Vacation Rental Safety Group. It's a membership group, and I'm looking for some founding members there who want to review and test some of the material that I have, and that'll be coming out as well. So I really appreciate you being here and joining my Facebook groups, connecting with me on LinkedIn, and just give me some feedback on what you're hearing or seeing and things that you'd like to see. So today, I'd like to talk a little bit about attachments and surrendering. Attachments cause most of the suffering in our lives. And we are attached to people, we're attached to beliefs, things, emotionships, relationships, etc. Just a lot of different things that we are attached to. And basically, sometimes these things that we're attached to hold us back and where we need to go in business and life. And here's an example, actually several from our property management business, Current Tides Vacation Rentals in Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. We've been looking at different property management software and locks, remote locks, so that we can try to standardize. And the team brought forward some things to me, and I was attached to what we have. And basically, after a little bit of thinking and saying, I need to let some of this go. I need to be open to looking at different property management software. It's going to create a lot of work. However, if the team's bringing it forward and they have good ideas, should I let my attachment continue to be what holds us back? Different locks. Team brought forward different locks, and I was attached to a certain type. And I said, okay, I don't like that. And they made a really, really good case. And then, I said, okay, I'm wrong. This is not the best choice. And I'm agreeing to, let's go forward with some different new locks. And basically what I was doing is I was surrendering and letting go of my attachment to certain things, right? And this is what our brain does. It helps keep us safe. And it says, if I don't change, then this will be okay. Another example of letting go, and we had this discussion, we bought a competitor in our market, in our property management software business. And I said, okay, the hardest thing we're going to do is to let go of some of the things that we've been doing as we begin to be a different company and growing, and we have to adjust as we grow. We can't always do what we're doing. And everybody said, yes, no problem. We'll let go. Of course, during that meeting, we had several discussions, and it came up, said, hey, I don't want to stop doing that. And I said, hey, didn't we just have a discussion that we need to let some things go and start doing things differently because we're growing, and we can't do things, when we're a much smaller business now that we have, let's say at the time we had 50 properties and we're growing. So it's really hard to let go at times. However, it really is a freeing activity. And here's something to consider: STD. And it's not what you think here. It's called surrender, trust, and have no doubt. So a lot of times we don't surrender because, once again, I said our brain kind of keeps us safe, but it feels like if I say no and stay with what I have, I don't have to surrender and I'm in control. Or this relationship, I'm in control. This business decision, I'm in control. And really, once again, you can't control anything that happens in your life or in your business. You get to choose what happens. There is no control, and there is only choice. Everything that happens in your business and in your life is a result of the choices that you've made. For example, you ever have a thought pop into your head? You're just walking or you're sitting, and some thought just pops in your head. And you said, hey, where'd this thought come from? It just popped in my head. Did you have control of that, or it just happened, right? But you get to choose to dismiss the thought. You can shift your attention to something else. You can go ahead and pursue that thought. But all that is a choice, right? Thoughts pop into your head, and you don't say, well, I'm in control of that. No, you choose what you're doing. Everything is a choice. Now, some choices aren't the best, but it's still the choice. So one of the things you can think about when you have these thoughts, right? And we have like 60,000 thoughts a day that come into our mind and our brain. And some of them are managed subconsciously, so we never really have to think about them. But others, like this thought that just pops in your head, or this thought that comes in and says, hey, I want to switch locks. Go to keyless locks, this brand of keyless lock, right? So if that's not what you want to do, then you can shift your attention to somewhere else. So shifting your attention is an easy way to recognize that you are at a thought that you don't want to pursue, and you move your attention. So here's an example what I mean by that. And I think many of us as drivers have experienced this. You're driving in the car, and you're driving, and then you look out the window and you see something outside the window, another vehicle, a sign, or you're looking at the scenery, or someone points something out to you. And the next thing you know, your car is drifting towards that direction. Maybe moving out of the lane. If you're looking to the right, the car's moving to the right. If you're looking to the left, your car starts to move to the left. The bumps on the road, they have it kind of remind you, hey, you're going off the road, or you're on the shoulder. Starts bumping along, making noise. Your spouses, the kids are saying, hey, watch where you're going. All this kind of redirects your attention. But what was happening is you are where your attention is. So you're looking out the car to the right. You're moving to the right. Your hands and arms move to the right. And you inadvertently steer the car in that direction. It's the same way with your thoughts. When you have a thought that you're considering comes up, and you say, okay, I don't want to be involved with this thought. I move my attention to a different topic, or different way of being, or way of doing something. So it's really helpful to take a look at that. It's very powerful in allowing you to choose the thoughts that you have. And you could certainly choose the thoughts of surrendering, letting go of a particular topic, and the freedom that comes from that. Because once again, anytime you choose something in your business or life, you feel better. Your brain allows to help you to feel better about this because you made a choice. It's not like you said, well, I have to do this. What if you said, I get to do this? So now if I'm getting to do this, I've made a choice. However, if I have told you to do something, then I don't have a choice. So you get to do this. You get to move your attention. You get to have these powerful thoughts that you can now choose what you want to do and how you want to do it. And you can choose to surrender and let go of the attachments that are out there. So choose what's attached to you and see how it's serving you. So we talk about dismissing certain things or thoughts, but what if you actually chose that thought and say, okay, I'm choosing this thought because it's actually serving me in my business, in my life, in my relationships. So I think it's really important. So you can choose to stay attached to something that's driving and giving you the results or serving you in your business, or you can say, I want to surrender that. I'm going to trust and move away that there is no doubt that. So in my example, I surrendered to, okay, I'm open to looking at other property management softwares. I trust that whatever occurs will work for the good of our business, and I have no doubt in that. So here's a little story, and it's something what happened. It happens when we expect something to happen, okay? So are you expecting something to happen in your business or life? And it's a study, right? A study, there were patients in a hospital, and they put them in a hallway, and the hallway was really long. You've seen these maybe like scary movie hallways where it's really long, and it was super dark and very narrow hallway. And at the very end of the hallway, let's say it's 100 or 200 feet, they put a light at the end of the hallway. It's a little red light, right? And they told the patients, they would say, okay, you cannot walk forward until you see the red light. It's at the end of the hallway, but there will be no lights. The only thing you will see will be the red light. So they showed them the red light, turned out all the lights, super dark, long hallway, kind of scary maybe. All the patients at different times, they walked individually in a test. They walked different lengths of the hallway. Some went all the way to the end. Some went 10 meters. Some went 20 meters, right? But they never really turned the light on. The red light never came on. So the patients were expecting something to happen. They were expecting the light to come on. But the light never came on. And basically, the same works in our brains, right? We're working from where we want to be. Let's call it point B, your goals, your dreams, your activities, rather than point A of where you are at, right? The patients wanted to be at point B, the door to leave this scary place. They were working from that point. You can work in the same point as well. I want to switch to these different locks. Now I start thinking about what it's going to be like when I switch to brand X of all of these type of locks. And then I work back to where I am today. So I can surrender, I can have trust, I can understand and expect what could happen, and I can work from that end result back to where I am today, which is really the key, right? Our brains like to work from point B to point A, and that's how most successful people work, rather than from point A. We're expected to be at point B, whatever that is in your end results and your goals. In my example, it would be I've installed all these new brand X keyless entry locks, and I'm going to put that in my property management software. So here we go. We can surrender. We can choose to direct our thoughts that get us to the point where we want to be in our business and our life, and we can work there. We can trust and we can have no doubt that we will achieve what we need to achieve. However, surrendering is a difficult thing, right? Because we would already have done it many times in our businesses, and maybe we are doing it. But more than likely, we aren't doing it in all the times that we need to be. So I'd like you to consider surrendering, trusting, having no doubt that when you work from point B to point A, back to point A, your business, your relationships, your life will be successful and achieve what you need to achieve. So I appreciate you being here today and considering these different thoughts about surrendering and how you can use these thoughts and these type of activities to improve the way you think in your business. Part of my upcoming courses in January, I will be offering what I call transformational thinking workshops, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, to help us in the vacation rental industry look at those limiting beliefs and subconscious blocks, those things that say, hey, I don't want to surrender. Hey, I don't want to trust and do this. Why is it? Why do you think I said no? I didn't want to change locks. Why I didn't want to change property management software? Because it's fear. I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about change and how is it going to affect our business. And certainly those are real thoughts. However, sometimes these stories get in our minds and they lead us to a place where we don't want to always be, and it's keeping us safe. And keeping us safe in our business is really good, right? If the bear is chasing you, it's good to be safe and move away. However, there's not physically bears all the time in our business, but there's lots of other activities and things that are out there that are causing us to have fear or doubt or worry or think that we're not enough. And these are all things that hinder us in our businesses. And it's something that I'll be looking forward to working with some of you as we go forward in this coaching. I'll be certified as a neuro coach here in another week and look forward to opening up some offerings and offering some coaching for us in the vacation rental industry as we go forward. So I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I encourage you to think about this in some quiet time and what can you surrender. I'd love to hear from you in my LinkedIn account or at Safer VR's Facebook group. You can join there and also join Safer VR's website and join my email list. So I'll see you out there and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to Safer VR's podcast with Eric Thibodeau. If you enjoy this, I would love you to join my Facebook group, The Safer Vacation Rentals, for more of the same. You can also join our email list at www.safervrs.com.